Hello, everyone. So I'm back, and today I'm going to talk about high blood pressure. Um, any physical pain, but in specific, I'm going to speak about high blood pressure. And I'm trying to do a video about the energy that I told you. I didn't tell you it was an energy, but I told you it was something very special. And I spoke to this essence, which is a non-physical teacher, and I asked if I could share this, and he said yes, you can share this. Okay, so then I have to get the okay, because yeah, I just wanted to know if I could share. So, but I'm not going to talk too much about this. I'm just going to give you a surface, I guess, idea of what it's about. And basically, it's called this pearl energy. And pearl energy is the exhaust of consciousness. Think about a clam being consciousness and the pearl being this pearl energy. So what happens? What is this pearl energy? Well, you can summon it, and for absolutely anything. You want money? You want to heal something in your body? Whatever it is, you want to have a better talent. You want to know how to play the piano, or you want to know how to play the violin. Anything you want. You want to learn another language. You want to be able to learn, computer language. Anything, absolutely anything. And especially, at least for me, it's very important the health part of it, that I can heal anything in my body. I can regenerate my body. If you have gray hair, you can make your natural color again. All that. And regeneration of your cells. So I see this, I don't know, because this family, our family, it doesn't tell us everything, but I see it as this is where we're going to. This is the this is the path where we're going to. And what are we going to? We're going to eventually, don't have money. Think about it. If you can create money, why would why would you need it? When you can create anything, you can create having a house, a car, whatever it is. Eventually, we're not going to have money. Okay? We're going to have things that we want and we need without the exchange of money. Okay? And the other thing is, this energy is everything. It protects you. Nobody can come and touch you. Nothing. So think about it. Think about it. How powerful that is. So, anyway, let's continue with the high blood pressure. And so the high blood pressure is if you are experiencing high blood pressure and you feel the high blood pressure going up, immediately think about what was your emotion. What were you feeling at the time that you were not expressing? Let me give you an example. And it could be with anybody, so you have to be very aware, okay? You got to be vigilant because it could be your kitten, it could be your wife, it could be your children, your adorable children, anything, absolutely anything. I find that the most the I guess the one that affects us the most is dealing with family. You know, if you're a man, you got to be careful how you talk to your wife, especially nowadays. You know, because she could say you're abusive, or she can accuse you of abuse, or you simply feel bad that you're a bad person to talk to like that to a woman. So I would say that most people have high blood pressure probably are men. I mean, in today's age, I mean, the last few years. It's so funny because I see it right away. I had a neighbor, very nice man, older man. I would say he was in his 60s. And his wife, one of those people that are annoying. You just look at her and you know she's fucking annoying. And they had a beautiful house. They bought it for, no, it was a beautiful house. It's in the canyon where I still have the house there. And so he was a very nice man, so sweet. And one day I was coming down, walking my dogs with my son, and she says, I say hi, and he looks like he was having trouble walking. I didn't ask, but she said that I'm walking, we're going for a walk because he had a stroke. So she's the fucking, the teacher. She's the one, the trainer, I guess. And she took control, like, okay, we gotta go for a walk. And then she was like, so he was talking to me, having a good time, talking, enjoying. And she said, okay, we gotta go because we gotta go for a walk. You have to walk, or, being a fucking annoying bitch. So it's so funny because one of my cats was loose and he just took a shit right there in front of her and it stunk. And I'm thinking, wow, he knows she's a bitch. You know what I mean? Um, and so you can tell, I mean, I immediately know she caused him the stroke. Now, that doesn't mean that she caused it, but she allowed it to happen. You understand the difference? Nobody caused you anything. Nobody's guilty of whatever's happening to you. You are allowing people to take, to treat you like shit. And then you let it go, and you let it go, and you let it go. And before you know, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and now you have a stroke and you're paralyzed, okay? So, and that happens to women too. Some men are very, controlling. It's funny because I was talking to a lady, and I think I mentioned that, and she said, one of my clients, so she was saying that her aunt or her mother, I forgot who, was married, and her husband was a nice man. He was a teacher, and she was such a good wife. He would go home for lunch. So she gave him lunch. I said, who the hell goes home for lunch for the wife? He had to go because she wanted to eat. I said, no, she wanted to be controlling and make sure her free time, he's not there with the other teachers. Very controlling. And anyway, he ended up with a stroke and paralyzed, and he was in bed. He couldn't even talk, but she took care of him so, oh my God. She fed him. He was clean. I said, well, that's exactly where she wanted him. She wanted him like a doll in there, so that she have control, so that she know where he is all the time. That's what happened. So she has him perfectly, and it's like a baby, even not even like a baby because babies talk, he just paralyzed in there. So perfectly what he wanted it, but he allowed that. He allowed that shit to happen. That's the problem. So, anyways, going back. So I saw, I say, he can give it. You can see his personality, easygoing, and and she's super annoying. But no, she's fucking healthy. He's the one that is, with a stroke. Um, so I some men allow the wife to take over, and some women are very good with money and business and everything. But I think that I would not let anybody take over, and I wouldn't want to take over either, because both sides, she would eventually it get to be too much, and she's not very sick too. So I would not want to take over. Let's get married and take over the responsibility of paying the bills, even if I don't work. And even if my husband work and I'm the one paying all the bills, it's too much. I wouldn't take over that. You know what I mean? It would be kind of share thing, because at this point I don't even want to get married again ever. I just want to stay fine the way I am. I mean, I'm fine. I want to say. Anyways, so this high blood pressure or stroke is something that is, you know, it's letting you know, it's letting you know, it's letting you know, but you don't do anything about it. So let's say your wife says, or your husband, but let's talk about wife, because wives can be super annoying women. So the wife says, for some reason, women are always being very insecure, you know, because history, I'm not talking about every woman, because there's a small percentage of women that are very independent, blah, blah, blah. But on the average, especially in other countries like South America, the woman depend on the husband. Nowadays, women go to work, but it still doesn't make the same amount of money that a man does. And on top of that, she got to go home and take care of the kids, blah, 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 blah. So a lot of insecurity, you know, that the husband will divorce you, that he'll find another woman, blah, blah, blah. And I know many, many people that I know men, clients, that the wife is just taken care of by him. Or I met women where they work, but most of the big money comes from the husband. And I know women that they totally depend on the husband. And I also know women, I'm talking about Latinas, where they both make good money, and then he loses his money. I mean, his job. And then she's the one take it. But she doesn't take it. She's like, okay, you got to get the fuck out. That's the way women are. A man can take care of a woman for years, but a woman no, will not take care of a man. It would be like, you got to get the fuck out. And I know many, clients that came to me during the COVID saying they lost the job and the wife now throwing them out, because this man specifically said the wife worked for the government in Mexico. So she was okay having the job, but he worked for a car manufacturer or something, and he lost the job. So she was like, no, get the fuck out. So, that's the way it is. So anyways, because it's society. Society, this is ancient. This is not something new. Ancient time, from the beginning of our modern history. I'm not talking about, 3,000 years ago. I'm talking about hundreds of years ago. Women were always taken care of. A good man, a real man, takes care of a woman. That's the way it is. Okay? Nowadays, women are more independent, blah, blah, blah. And men don't want to take shit from the women anymore. So, let's say to a man, the wife goes, I don't know, that's something stupid, like took all the money out of the bank to buy a pocketbook, right? And then realized that the husband told her that he just pay the electricity or the utilities, and now everything bounced, and now it's a fucking mess. Now, some men may just get furious and don't say anything. She said, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. Oh, she may say, I don't give a fuck, whatever it is. But it's not what the other person says or does, it's what you do. Now, the man wants to say you are fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid bitch. Look what you did. This is what he wants to say. He's furious because now this is gonna be such a fucking mess. And he wants to say, express it, that, but he may not say anything, or he might try to be understanding, saying, it's okay, honey, we'll take care of this next time, just be more careful, you know. And she's happy, oh, I love you, blah, blah, blah. It's all different situations in there, but the most important part is how you felt. Did you feel angry and you suppress that anger? Or, you know, because if it didn't bother you, that's okay. But if you're angry and you held back, that's blood pressure. Your blood pressure went up. Think about an exhaust, right? And you cover it. All that toxic goes back in the car, right? And that's what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying to curse the woman, to beat her up, to call her a fucking bitch. None of that. Even though, if I was a man, I would probably do that. Not beat her up, but I would say, well, first of all, it wouldn't get to that point where she can get to the credit card. You want a credit card? Get your own fucking job. That's it. Actually, I wouldn't get married. I just live by myself. I wouldn't get that point. I wouldn't get to the point with anybody, man or woman, because I would live by myself, not get married. You see, most marriage, especially women, they marry for convenience, okay? Very few marry, especially now, when the shit is really bad with money, they marry for convenience. They marry guys that are working, they have a job, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's a good idea. I think people should get married, if they get married, if they want to get married, because they're best friends. They love each other very much, but they're best friends. They understand, they think alike. You know that old saying that opposite attracts? That's bullshit. Opposite doesn't even attract in any point that if you put positive and negative, you get sparks. No, it's a bullshit that they taught us since I was, forever. I heard that, like, opposite attract. It's not true. I find out in my life that it does not attract, it repulses, okay? So let's just get that straight. Now, I'm very outspoken and very energetic. And I wouldn't want a guy that is outspoken, energetic. I see that. I like guys that are quiet and relaxed. But I'm quiet too, and I want my house to be peaceful, quiet. But I'm outspoken. So that's a blood pressure for you there. How many times did you hold back? How many times you bit your tongue? Every time you did it, your blood pressure went up. So now what happened is you can even make a phone call to the utility, to the phone company, to the gas company. And the woman that answered the phone is nasty. And you hold back. I see situations where maybe a cop or a judge could be a fucking jerk, and you have to bite your tongue because they have a super ego. I can see that, you know what I mean? But remember, that happens when you get in a situation like that, because I have situations where my tire flat or I broke down on the road, and cops came to help me, and they were very nice. So when you see the cops are bad, the cops are this and that, or even a judge is this and that, it's you attracting those type of people, okay? Now, with minorities, since they're little, the mother's telling, be careful, cops are racist. So of course, the kid grows up, and attracts racist cops. But I'm Latina, and I had my share that, some cops are real jerks and some cops were very nice, but it has to do with my energy, okay? And also, depending where you live, there's an energy. We'll talk about that. Uh, every state, every city, every has an energy, has its own energy, and it could be in opposition to you. It opposes you, so everything goes wrong in there. You even get sick. People, you just have a lot of problems. You have a lot of problems in a place where you have no money, you lose your job, the people are jerks, the cops, you get tickets. It's time to move. It's the energy, you know. It's so funny because there's something called cartography, I think it is, and I'm gonna, if you are interested, I'll show you how to do it by yourself, and it's pretty accurate, and I'll show you how to do it because it's not a straight like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and no, I'll show you how to do it, how I practice it, I did it, and so I know now how this shit works because I did it in places where I live, and it definitely described the place perfectly. The past, in my past, and so I know the yes, it's very good. It's called cartography, and you can do it for free. They have a website where you can do it. I think it's I don't know. I think it's what the hell is it called? The ends. I don't know. Astrology.com. No, it's not astrology.com. I'm gonna find out. So only if you're interested, I'll let you know. But I'm gonna do a video about it so that people know that you have to be aware wherever you live. Be careful. It can really fuck you up really bad. You can end up in fucking jail, like really bad, like accidents, everything bad. People think that energy is, oh no, no, energy is fucking real. I don't play around with that. I don't play around at all. This is the only thing that is true. The only thing that is true is energy. The other things are just perception, illusions. So I can tell you, physically here, everything is an illusion. Everything is perception. Everything is a projection. The only real thing is energy. It's what these teachers teach me, that is truth. Truth. There's no truth physically here. We have perception. But truth, consciousness is truth, and so is energy. Okay. So I don't know. When it comes to energy, take it seriously. And I'll tell you stories to me that I went to places in the whole freaking city, especially since I've been working with these teachers and I've been meditating and working and working and working. I'm becoming very aware. And awareness is basically what people maybe what people mean by when they say enlightenment, when you're enlightenment is when you're like bling, you're aware of everything, and so you become more empathic. So empathy and empathic, that do different things. They told me empathic is when you feel, like you feel it physically. So I went to this city and now fucking I got started to get so nauseous and anxiety. And I was like, fuck. But I already knew because I went to look for houses to purchase a house, and it had issues with the first house, forget about it. But I'll talk about that in another one. In any case, when it comes to high blood pressure, it could be the dog because he's old and he's shitting his pants, I don't know, and and he comes and then you have to be very patient because he's old, but you're pissed because he just shit in the living room or something, you know. In that case, I would say, I wouldn't yell at the dog because the dog is just old, but just take a punch, one of those punch things, and go in the basement and have the punch bags and punch and scream, fuck, why are you fucking shitting in there, in the basement or something. And then try to understand and sit in a, what can we do for the animal, you know? It's the same thing for a cat, you know, when they're getting older. So definitely take a child, especially. I was very, very, very patient with my children when they were babies. Um, but I renounced. I mean, I gave up everything. I just concentrated on just being with them, being on the floor, playing, sleeping with them. It just they were always in my bed, and so I gave up having life until they were old enough. You know, I forget about husband, forget about anything. Just they became number one. So I did because I would get frustrated. If you want to do something, the baby doesn't let you do it. They're selfish. When they're little, they demand from you a lot. So forget about your friends, forget about your husband, forget about yoga, forget about the going to the gym. Concentrate on your kids. You know, don't discount them. Don't ignore them. That's very bad. You'll have problems later with the child with depression and a lot of issues. And you think you take off. Oh, I'm gonna put him in a playpen and I'm gonna do what I want to do. And the baby's screaming and you fucking ignore him. Wait when he's 17, 18 and he has depression. When he has a lot of drug problems, he has a lot of issues because you fucking ignore him. That's another video. But so think about that. Next time, it could be a coworker. How many people you do it with? If somebody says something, well, you don't have to get furious. And you know why you get furious? And you may people punch another person. It's because they've been holding it for too long and it's too much energy there. But you simply, you know, I'm going to tell you something. If you hold energy back, you cannot hold it forever. Okay? It would just, and when it finally comes out, I feel sorry for you. I went through that, so I know. And another thing is, well, I shouldn't say I feel sorry for you, but it's really bad. Another thing is that you get sick. You get very, very sick. Okay? Holding energy back. So, just saying, you know? And also do something about it. Because if you give the credit card to your wife and she just spend it with her friends and this and her nails and the thing, and there's no money there for food, for the bills, and you continue to do it again and again and again and again because then, you know, you just got to say no more, no more. Or maybe the situation is so bad to that point that you just need to get divorced, separate. And don't be afraid because let it go to court. You know, people threaten you that I'm going to do this. Do it. You know, I'll cross the bridge when I get there. Do whatever you have to do. Don't be afraid of whatever people are telling you they're going to do. Don't be afraid. And let them do it. Go ahead and do it. I had a client that said that the husband, they have 6 kids. 6, I know. Of course, Latina. 6 kids. And young, she was like 30. And she said her husband left her and had a girlfriend, and so she was very worried because he was going to take the kids from her, just to fuck with her, right? Not to give her money, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So she was really distraught. She was really upset. And she said, I don't know what to do. They're going to take my babies. I said, how many do you have? She said, 6. How old are they? I think the oldest was like 10 or 12. I don't remember, but it were like very little. One was like, I think 3 years old. And, you know, I think every year she had a kid. So, what do I do? What do I do? I said, first of all, let him do it. Okay? Let him do it. Let him take the kids. Does he have a girlfriend? Yeah. I said, well, let him have all his kids. Let me tell you something, I said. 2 days with 6 kids, the girlfriend is not going to put up. Second of all, he's not going to put up with 6 kids and all this shit that goes with having 6 kids. I'm going to tell you something. He's going to come and beg you to take those kids back. Not only that, he's going to give you extra money to take them back. And she started laughing. I said, really? Did you want to do something with your life? She said, yeah, I was dreaming of going to go back to school, and I wanted to travel. I wanted to go to, I don't know, some country in Europe. And that was back, by the way, that was in 2016 maybe, okay, or 17, and before all the mess that is now. So I said, go ahead, now is your time. You go to work, go to school, and travel Europe like you wanted. And let me have this kid. Now you have a babysitter. Isn't that funny? I said, you worry that the kid, believe me, you're not going to want them back either. You know what I mean? He's going to want to give it to you, and you're going to say no because you're having a good time. The first day, you're going to may feel like the emptiness. But don't worry. Do something about it. Do something. Go out, blah, 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 blah. You know, after she answered with the phone, not the phone, after she stopped, whatever, we finished the conversation, she was laughing, and she was so happy, and she was like so excited about life, hope of life. She'd been taking care of kids every day, and what is the husband going to take her? What I understand is everything I said came true. She did. She traveled to Europe. He would just keep begging her to take the kids back, and she said no. They can come to visit. I don't know. So he would have them half of the time, and he had to give her money. But she got a job, and she was happy. And you know what? At the end, it worked out good because she's doing something for her, and he's helping her with the kids because those are his kids. So they're not her kids only, they're his. So he has them half the time, she got it half the time. But she was able to work, travel, whatever she wanted to do, go to school. So she's very happy. I spoke to another lady, and she used to be following my channel years ago, and the same story. Her daughter wanted to go with her father. I don't know how old she was, might have been 16. And she was very, feeling down that she wants to live with the father. And I said, let her, after, because, I don't know the whole story, but I don't remember the whole story now, but I know the daughter wanted to go with the father. And I said, let her. Let me tell you something. You feel bad that she basically is speaking to go with her father instead of being with Theo, like a traitor, But she'll come back because she goes live with the father. She realized what you were saying was true. Maybe you were talking shit about the father, and she'll find that it's true. I don't suggest that you talk shit about your husbands with your children. We tend to do that. We did do that, but it's not good. It's not good for the kid. You're not hurting the man. You're hurting the kid, and we do that. And I've done it some with my oldest son probably. Well, I didn't have to do it. He was right there. He could see it. But anyways, it's not a good idea. And she did. She felt better. She didn't. She let it go. And I don't remember well. I don't remember if she came back to her because she would write to me once in a while, and I think she told me that she went back. She was. But it was necessary for her to experience a father. You can't take the experiences from your children. Just let them go. I know it's really, really, really hard, especially if you have this thing about your kids. It's really hard. In any case, this is what high blood pressure is. High blood pressure is holding back. It's refraining yourself from saying something that you really want to say in the moment, because it's not nice to do that, because you're a jerk if you do that. Whatever the reason is, it's bad manners, whatever it is, think about it. When your high blood pressure goes up, when you feel it going up, what happened? Right? And the same thing goes for anything. Back pain, your tooth. What were you doing? And we'll talk more about that. We'll talk about being present, about being aware, okay? About paying attention to why you're paying attention. Anyway, have a wonderful day.